Wanted to bring to us today about potential alien materials in possession of investigators. This is a follow-up to that DARPA story that we were covering here a few weeks ago, but now these alien materials have been handed over to congressional offices and in members of Congress's office here. Can you walk us through what you guys have obtained?
Sure. I was contacted while I was working on the next Accidental Truth movie by a UFO experiencer that has been, he's been involved in this for a very long time, lifelong experiencer. And he told me about some metal that he had. And as I started diving into the story, I realized that since the 1990s, different government agencies have been studying this metal, and some of the biggest names in the field right now, and I'll name names if you want me to, have been in possession of this metal and studied it. It's very, very anomalous. It does very strange things. And this guy was actually contacted by Lou Elizondo and Tom DeLonge and To the Stars Academy. They went to see him and took samples, turned them over supposedly to NASA, to the Army Material Research Lab, told him that the material had evidence of cloaking, reassembling, some of the things that you mentioned in the DARPA story that you did, which was why I brought it to you. And so we turned over samples of this to Kirsten Gillibrand's office. I gave them to them personally, and I know that they were turned over to Arrow, but we're not getting any response from them beyond the first time they sent us a question. So it's just a situation where materials are out there. And what we're finding is that people that are UFO experiencers are starting to come up with materials that are being like gifted to them by non-human intelligence. They're like left in their rooms, and they get these messages, or in this case, it actually fell off a craft. And so not only are experiencers telling these stories now, they're coming with physical samples. And these physical samples are defying testing and ending up in classified environments.
So cloaking, I mean, can you just real quick here as I get you out of here, Ron, they've tested where it's like disappearing in front of them?
The witness told me, and again, we can only go by what we're told, and so I'm not stating any of this as fact. The witness told me that when he first recovered the material, he literally saw it cloak, it like disappear. And then when he turned it over to Lou Elizondo and Tom DeLonge, he said that Tom DeLonge called him and said that they had witnessed this material cloaking as well. Now, whether or not that's true, Lou Elizondo has backed up a lot of the story that this guy has told us. He was unable to corroborate the cloaking story with Tom DeLonge because supposedly that happened separately. But there's a lot of weird stuff happening around this material. And so, yeah, and then when I heard the DARPA story, we have samples of this stuff, and it could be the same material that they're talking about.
Yeah, people in our chat are saying, yeah, we've had these metals, and we've had this technology for so long now. Well, it would seem that way.
The difference is that now we have samples. We have physical samples. If there's a lab out there that wants to test this material, I have some to share with them. And our project that's coming up, we show the entire history of this. And we also have some things from Russia that appear to back up the story about Lockheed Martin and aerogel and possibly the Tic Tacs being Lockheed Martin technology. There seems to be some evidence for this.
Well, sign me up. I would gladly be a part of your lab study of this, and we'll reveal the results here on Redacted. So,
hey, I'd be
100%.
more than happy to send you guys a sample. We have plenty of it. I turned over samples to Kirsten Gillibrand, and I kept some just so that we can share them with valid labs that want to take a shot at trying to figure out what it is.
Absolutely, I would.